everyone. Welcome to the UVD Weekly Wrap-Up, the show where the team from UrbanVinylDaily.com goes over everything there is to know in the designer toy, art, street art, and Sofubi world. I'm your host, Travis Likens.
And I'm Ben Pierce.
And we're here for episode 32.
The Pow Wow pregame.
So Pow Wow Hawaii 2017 is taking place this coming week in Honolulu, Hawaii.
Ooh.
And I will be traveling out to check out the event and check out what's going on and see some of the things. So we wanted to take some time to talk about that.
As sponsored by UVD.
As sponsored by UVD. But first, we want to take, obviously, a second to thank our sponsors. And then we'll give you a little bit of news that's non-Pow Wow related for the people that aren't going out there. And then we'll get into the Pow Wow stuff. But starting out, Galerie F.
Rotofugi.
And Strange Cat Toys. These guys have all sponsors, but we have some special news from Strange Cat Toys this week. If you use the code Arrhythmia,
spell it out for the viewers.
A-R.
ARRHYTHMIA.
You did it. You got it all right.
Which I don't know why they would use the word arrhythmia.
It's a rather long word.
Yes, it's Valentine's. Yes, it's a heart, but arrhythmia, come on. There's a silent H in there for most people.
But anyway, get you 15% off your order, which is better than the code UVD, which only gets you 10%. So that's why we're talking about it.
Sorry we sucked.
And now you can get this 15% off from now until February 14th.
Which is Valentine's Day.
So if you're trying to get something for Valentine's Day, though,
order it before then.
Because you're not going to get it, even if you get 1 day shipping.
Yeah.
So that's all our sponsors, and that's all of our awesome coupon codes for you guys to use this week. So I guess we'll get into the news.
Into the news.
So starting out this week, we're going to talk about a new figure from Sucklord, the final edition of his Bugman series, which is a series of bootlegs based on a bug type resin character.
Good description.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's like a, I forget what kind of figure it is. I can look at it and I know what it is, but I cannot remember the name of it to save my life, or the character. It looks like the guy from Space Ghost.
Avenger.
But this one is called Revenge.
Oh.
The Flycatcher. And basically the Flycatcher is like those little thingies that hang down and the flies get stuck to them.
The fly paper?
No. Like the gooey stuff. Like it comes in a little can and like gooey stuff hangs down. I forget what those are called too. So I'm not doing very well. But these are $75 each, and they're a 3.75 inch bootleg action figure. And what he's doing here is kind of playing off of old advertising. And, it's got like a dead bug with an X through it. It's old branding stuff. And I don't know if there's like a hidden message to it. And the fact that he says he's quitting doing bootlegs soon, if this is kind of like, the bug poison, they like ended out. But
though one person who's not in our show notes that's picking up bootlegging is Forces of Darkness.
If you follow him it for a while,
but if you follow him on Instagram or Facebook, you see that he's bootlegging the bootlegs.
Yeah, but so what that release is actually it's a Rogue One inspired release where you've seen some of these catchy bootlegs that they sell you like an empty bootleg. So what he's doing here is actually it's the cast of Rogue One, and it's a carded backer, has a picture of all the characters, and then in the blister is just a bag of an ash. So if you've seen the movie, spoiler alert,
they all die.
They're all bag of an ash at the end. So
they all die. So
you can pick that up. I believe it was an edition of 10. Go to check out forcesofdarkness.com, and you can probably grab that for your collection.
Mm-hmm. So currently at Gallery 1988 West in Los Angeles, there is the Popped Collars, the Frat Boy edition, Pop Culture Postage Show by Clark Orr, which is effectively a bunch of pop culture items on postage stamp, sort of things like there's a Count Chocula looking print that's on a postage stamp. There was Terminator and other stuff like that. Yeah,
and as I saw those like scrolling through our Instagram, like when they would come up, I'm like, oh, that's cool. They're coming out with a stamp. And then I was like, wait, why is it like 23 cents or something? I was like, I'm not going to be able to mail this anywhere. And then I realized it was an art show.
It's a big print.
Yeah. So it looks really cool though. I like when people do those like inspired, not like just like a movie poster, but something totally different that would have been kind of useful if they would actually made it at a time. So very cool. Hopefully you guys check that show out. Next up on the list, Toys That Time Forgot. So it's a new Kickstarter, and it's a Kickstarter that's trying to make like a tabletop coffee book, art book. And what they're doing is they're following figures or lines of toys that got started and never got finished. So a good example that they're doing is there's some figures from the Dark Crystal, the show back in the 80s. I don't really know a lot about it. Seems popular. I just missed it, guys. You guys can boo us, and I have no clue what Dark Crystal is.
Which is Jackorama's favorite figures, apparently, according to Toy Geeks Behind the Counter.
Yeah, I have no clue what Dark Crystal is, like, at all. So, like, I'm totally removed from this, but they're following that. The Super 7, well, what was Kenner, and then Super 7 Resurrected, the Alien line that they did. They're doing a piece on that. They're doing stuff on an Earthworm Jib figure from Playmates back in the 90s. It looks like they're also doing something based on some movies in the 2000s and stuff like that. Lines that like were created, got all the way up maybe through the prototyping and packaging phase, and what happened, how they got there, how they stopped. Here's what they looked like. Here's how far they got. It looks like a really cool book. So if you want to check that out, head over to Kickstarter.com and search for Toys That Time Forgot. Looks like the level to back, if you just want the book, is $50.
Not bad.
There are also some levels that include things like one includes like a prototype, I think, from Earthworm Jim, like a figure that didn't happen, like in that Playmates line. So like there's all kinds of levels that you can get, and there are tons of different levels of value and dollars and things like that. So all the early birds are gone, which is a $45 book. So you have to get the $50 one. So if you're interested in toys that time forgot, this is a Kickstarter for you. So head over to Kickstarter, back it up.
Speaking of Kickstarters, if you listen to the recent Marsham or the recent Toy Geeks Behind the Counter, Luke Chu, who was on Toy Geeks, said that Monkey King and he are coming up with a Kickstarter soon called Grief Encounters. It's going to be an animated Kickstarter, so they haven't announced anything yet, but he dropped the name to plug it to get people excited.
Yeah, so we can only assume that it's some sort of animated movie short.
I would assume it's animated because I just used the word animated.
Well, it could have just been like animated. Like it's just a Kickstarter with Luke going.
He's very animated.
So no, but we can assume it's some sort of animated short or movie. So we'll see. Should be interesting to look at. Next up, Nicholas Delort and Dark Hall Mansion have teamed up to release a Wizard of Oz print. It'll be releasing Friday, February 10th, and it is a 20-inch by 28-inch print. And there's two editions: the standard edition, which is like a gray kind of look, and then a artist variant edition, which is green background.
Or emerald.
I'm sure that's probably what they used. But anyway, I'm calling it green. And the standard edition is 280 pieces and will retail for $65. And the variant is limited to 50 pieces and will release for $65 each. Or $95, sorry. 65 was the standard. $95 each.
You get a discount if you listen to UVD.
Yeah, they got the code UVD. No, they do not.
So, art show that is in our neighborhood almost. So, For the Children is an art show with works inspired by the Wu-Tang Clan.
Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to
mess with. And so that'll be in Cincinnati at a place called Frame Shop starting February 24th. And so you can, we'll obviously post a flyer, but you can track it and keep an eye on it for Wu-Tang related items.
And we'll have some previews and such as we get closer to the event. The exciting thing to notice on the flyer
is us.
We sponsored this show.
Indeed we did.
So you can follow us to, where we're going to talk about some pieces. We've heard that there's some folks in the show, the first time they've ever customized a toy. So we're going to talk about that.
And we may even be there to talk to them.
And we might. And we're also going to show you some of the pieces here in this little montage that I'm showing you while we're talking. Oh, look at that. Look at these cool pieces.
Oh, that's a cool piece right there.
Wu-Tang Clan. No.
Ain't nothing to mess with.
Yeah, so there's some really cool looking pieces, though. I saw some, the toy, obviously, but also, what's it called? When they neon signs and things. Like, there's all kinds of cool looking stuff. And hopefully we'll get more information as we get closer. And if you happen to be in the Cincinnati area, check it out.
I feel like if I were an artist, I'd just submit a milk jug full of cream.
And just write cream on the outside of it.
Yeah.
So, Or do you just buy like a regular cream thing and you
half
just
and half.
and you just put periods after it? That's why Ben is not an artist, people. But anyway, so next up on the list is something from Kidrobot. And
Enlighten us.
Enlighten us. And that is a really bad joke in the introduction of the Kidrobot 20-inch Dunny Lamp.
Sounds like a broad idea.
So this is a 20-inch Dunny that we assume it can't be made out of regular vinyl, though. I would assume. I didn't look at this. But it's a 20-inch lamp that features 16 color options, which include white. No, they have
white's not a color.
They have all kinds of different colors, and but you can set it to like normal, like white light. And then there are 4 modes. Well, it said modes. It set the mood, so I'm saying moods.
Yeah.
That include flash, strobe, fade, or smooth.
Not for the epileptic.
For the strobe version, and it's a $300 thing.
Lamp.
So
just what you need. A very expensive flashy light fixture.
I mean, a normal 20-inch Dunny is like $400.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I guess price-wise, it's not that crazy. Right?
Yeah.
But do I need but it is providing function to design, which the toy really serves no function if you just look at it.
Your own little mini rave.
I mean,
unz.
I guess I'm not against it. I'm just not sure we needed this, but
just think how big your end table would have to be to hold a lamp like that.
I mean, how big is all these people that collect toys on shelves? Like, I mean, if you had a shelf, I guess it would work. I guess in the right area, it would work. But it's $300. It's available now. Head over to kidrobot.com and get one before they're sold out.
I think the biggest takeaway is it's wireless.
I was going to say,
you can control it wirelessly.
Yeah, so it runs off a remote. So that's pretty cool. And on the remote, you can like select all the different colors, and there really are a lot of color options that you could use if you wanted to. It looks like a lot of work went into it, and a lot of not technology, but like it's a lot of thought into how to make these designer toys something somewhat useful and
something practical.
Yeah, something practical. I guess I can't knock it. It's not for me. But it's $300. Kidrobot.com. Grab one if it is up your alley.
So, speaking of alleys, since New York City has a lot of them, Buff Monster is having a Melt With Me exhibit of his Mr. Melty figure in the concrete form.
In the massive concrete form.
Which, from his newsletter, he said he'll have 5-inch and 7.5-inch versions of his concrete Melty Misfits figure, which is running from February 16th through February 18th, somewhere in the general vicinity of his studio.
Yeah, so they said more details to come. Apparently, the location was not a detail they could share.
I think it's mainly like within the newsletter, it says RSVP, and you're officially sending an email to someone to get directions.
Yep. So if you're interested, head over to Buff Monster's Instagram, and there's probably more information on how to email them. Next up, we have news coming from Galerie F. It's that Justin Van Genderen, there we go, has a new print he created for Rogue NASA. And basically the print is the new logo that he created for Rogue NASA's social media.
Yes.
And if you don't know what Rogue NASA is, Ben's going to explain it to you.
All right. So for those who are not familiar with these Rogue social media accounts, with NASA and the state parks, they're all certified and verified, taxpayer funded
sites,
entities.
Yep.
And so under our current administration, they've been told that they cannot speak out against what he says or believes or what he dictates. So a handful of natural resource parks like Yellowstone and in this case NASA have made rogue accounts that are unverified, which means they can continue to espouse science and truth and everything that we all love about the sciences.
Not alternate facts.
Not alternate facts, unfortunately. But so in this vein, it sounds like they obviously have a rogue NASA print, and they're working on other rogue national state parks.
So the current one that is available is the one for Rogue NASA, and it is an 18 by 24 inch print. It's $45. And it's an edition of 150 pieces. All proceeds from this sales go to climate change fighting organizations. So organizations that are going to support taking care of our environment and making it better. And as Ben said, they are also working on other rogue government agency logos and prints. As in the coming months, we'll probably get more information. But head over to GalerieF.com if that's an item that you want to back. And it's a really cool looking print. So even if you're not necessarily into the political aspect of why these accounts exist, it's just kind of a cool astronaut print. So head over, check it out, grab it for your collection.
So to round me out before we have a Pow Wow, at Gallery 1988 East, they are having a Trading Cards 2 art show, which features 40 all-new cards by Coiler Smith.
Ooh.
So sports cards, animated cards, whatever cards show up, we will find out.
Yep, very cool. So to round out the week, we wanted to talk about the big event of the week going on, which is Pow Wow Hawaii 2017, which takes place February 11th through 18th in
sunny Hawaii.
Yeah, sunny Hawaii. Or if you're really good at pronouncing things, it's Kakaoko. I think I got it. I think I finally got it. This is the first time. But anyway,
you'll have to learn when you're our field correspondent.
Yeah, when I'm actually there, maybe somebody will be like, "No, you're saying this totally wrong, dude. But you need to work on this."
It's Coco.
It's one word. So, but anyway, the event, what it is it's a gathering of artists that generally they're painting murals or having art shows or releasing items throughout the week. It's similar to, they have other powwows. That's one thing, or like Art Basel. All those kind of things. It's just a big gathering of artists to talk about and have art. So we want to talk about some of the events that are going on. Hopefully some of these we'll be able to get to this week and maybe talk with artists or just, shoot some footage and make a cool little video for you guys. So starting out though, the first event that I know I'm going to be able to attend actually takes place at LightSleepers. The show is called Love Letters, and it's a group show featuring over 26 artists. And it takes place Friday, February 10th from 6 to 9 p.m. And looks like it's pretty cool. There's a ton of artists in there. I didn't know all of them, but Angry Woebots is one of them. So I'm definitely going to be there to check it out, get some photos, eat some of the free food that's going to be there.
Always good.
But it looks like it's going to be fun. So I'll be there. Let you guys know how it goes. Look for the Instagram. We'll be posting some photos and stuff from all these events and things.
So another event Travis is going to, so he can buy figures for us and flip figures.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Is the Panda King 3 mini drop, which we highlighted either last episode or the episode before. So they finally released information. They are having 2 minifigures. One is the Pele Panda King, which is lava red, clear. The second is the Pacific Panda King, which is a deep ocean blue. So they're each an edition of 100. They are 4 inches tall and 4 inches wide, $60 each. And will be at LightSleepers February 15th, the day after Valentine's Day.
And it looks like they're having like a little party for it. So
they are.
I'll hopefully be there as well to check that out. So
the flip figures.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm going to be doing to take back in my non-existent luggage that I have. So, but anyway, so the 4th annual Pow Wow Exploring the New Contemporary Movement show, curated by ThinkSpace, will be taking place on February 12th from 5 to 10 p.m. and feature tons of artists doing work on 12-inch by 12-inch canvases, and apparently other stuff as well, because as Ben is going to tell you,
that OG Slick is part of that show with not only a print, but also one of his Uzi Does It Mickey Mouse figures.
Except he doesn't have an Uzi this time.
It's just a regular old hand.
He's just got his hand up.
Yeah.
Which kind of makes me want it even more. Like now I wouldn't have to explain why he has a gun.
Which instead of the Uzi, it is the Shaka Does It, which is, and this is the Na Ali edition. It is 16.5 inches tall, an edition of 3, and is at the ThinkSpace Museum.
And it's really cool because it features a white base.
Yes.
With like stenciled
Hawaii palms
or whatever all over it. He hasn't really done that yet with these. So that it's really cool to see one that has like a stencil on it, like a design. I love these figures. I wish I could own one. Unfortunately,
they're too much.
They're a little bit out of my budget. And by a little bit, I mean a lot at the moment. So next up on the list is taking place on February 16th. And we've talked about this film a while ago on the show. I think it was before DesignerCon they released the teaser. But Saving Banksy will be making a premiere during the event. It takes place at the Kakaoka Angora, and it's going to include a question and answer with the film's creators. So there's going to be like a Q&A session. I don't know if it's before, during, or after the show, but hopefully we can check it out. Maybe we can ask an educated question about the film and the filmmaking process. But
it'll probably be after.
If you don't know what this film is, it's basically a film that is documenting street art and how street art is like commercialized. And in the case of the Banksy, the one that they kind of follow in the trailer, at least it looks like, it's one that was put up on the wall and somebody took it down and then was selling it. So hopefully we'll know more information and be able to give you a good recommendation on whether or not this is a movie you need to see if you're a street art fan or art collector in general. It includes people like Banksy, I'm assuming is in the film.
Risk is in there.
And OG Risk and other street artists. And hopefully we get like their opinion on the whole like street art becoming commercial and selling aspects. So hopefully I'll have more information for you guys after February 16th.
Hopefully this is an Exit to the Gift Shop Part 2.
I love that movie.
It's good. It's kind of weird at some parts, but
yeah.
But last piece of news, I think, for both of us is the 1X Run Pow Wow 2007 Hawaii print series, which is going on like on location February 14th at Lana Lane Studios and will be available subsequently online, I think, in like specific increments of prints being released over the week.
Over the occurrence of the week. Yeah. So that's kind of the big events that we're going to cover. The murals start on Monday, I believe. So the artists that are painting large scale murals throughout the city will be taking place. They didn't say anything on the site about where those murals are going to be exactly. Hopefully I can get some information and be able to, go and see these murals as they're being done and share them with you guys on Instagram. If you want to check that out, it's at Urban Vinyl Daily. Hopefully we'll be sharing stuff all week. To hopefully provide you guys with a little bit of coverage about what's going on there for people that are interested in Pow Wow Hawaii 2017. If you do not live in Hawaii and cannot travel there, make sure to go check out powwow.com because they have these events in a lot of locations. So you happen to be in Japan, they have Pow Wow Japan. They have Pow Wow, I believe it's Thailand, right?
Pow Wow Ohio.
They don't have Pow Wow Ohio yet. They haven't called us to have us set it up yet, but
yeah.
No. It's a really cool thing, and hopefully it's coming to a town near you. Check it out, powwow.com. And kind of wraps up the show this week. I do have one question for Ben though.
Uh-oh.
What are you going to do with the week off?
Same thing I do every day, which is nothing. I'm going to do absolutely nothing and make you do all the work.
So while I'm gone, Ben's going to hold down the fort here at home and not...
Except this isn't my home.
Not record. So, but I'm excited for the trip. I'm excited to see all these people. Hopefully make some contacts and share some good information with all you guys.
I'm excited for you to bring me back pineapple and coffee.
Pineapple. I'm going to sneak a pineapple in my luggage.
The drug mule way.
So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll bring some coffee. I don't know. I'll look at it. But as always, I'm Travis.
And I'm Ben.
Have a great designer toy day.
And on to the credits.
Thanks for checking out our video right here on youtube.com/urbanvinyldaily. While you're here, make sure to give us a subscribe and a like. And if you're so gracious, you can share this video on your favorite social network. You can always give us a follow on Instagram or Twitter at Urban Vinyl Daily, or find us on Facebook by going to facebook.com/urbanvinyldaily, and you'll be able to keep up with our latest posts and information going on in the world of UVD. If you want to help us out in more of a monetary way, you can always head over to our store, urbanvinyldaily.storeenvy.com, and check out all the awesome things we have available from great artists from all over the world. Or you can head over to our PayPal and just straight up donate to us to help us keep the lights on and keep things going by going to paypal.com and sending money over to urbanvinyldaily@gmail.com. And that will help us out in more ways than you know. If you want to keep up with everything going on in the world of UVD, make sure to head over to urbanvinyldaily.com. Or if you're interested in sponsorship information, a comment, or a question, make sure to head over to urbanvinyldaily@gmail.com and send us a message. And if it's good enough, we'll answer it right here on the UVD Weekly Wrap-Up. As always, this has been an Urban Vinyl Daily production.